Hey everyone, it's Tenja, and I haven't made a video in a couple weeks, but like most of you, I've been enjoying Dragonflight, and that's why I haven't got around to it. But I'm doing it now, so let's take a look at what we have going for the week of November 13th in World of Warcraft. So this is a pretty big week with the start of Season 1, so let's take a peek at what we can do and how we can do it. The first thing we have going is the world boss, but that's a pretty simple thing. You just open your map, find the big purple world quest, and head over there and kill him. Being it's early in the expansion, there's going to be a lot of people doing this. If you do it early in the week, there's probably going to be a group on your server doing this, and you're not even going to have to find a group to do it in. Pushing on from the world boss, we have primal storms going now. And these may seem a bit overwhelming or a little bit confusing, but I'll walk you through what I know about them. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to open your map and find where the elemental storm is located. Once you know where it is, you're going to head over there. You're going to look for a totem and kill the mobs within range of it. There will more than likely be multiple totems, so you'll have a pretty big area that you can hunt in. The mobs affected by the totem will have a glowing aura, and they will have a debuff. When you kill them, they will have a chance at dropping elemental overflow, which is the currency you're going to use to buy any of the gear, mounts, or pets you want. Once in a while, they will drop an item that starts a quest. This is taken back to Veldraken and will be turned in for a storm sigil, which is used to buy higher item level gear. Both of these currencies will be located in your character's currency tab, so you can track them if you feel like you want to. Once you feel like you have enough of the elemental overflow, you're going to head back to Veldraken, find the vendor, and buy a piece of gear that you want. The vendors are at 3837. As you can see, I have a map up. My location is where they are at. The vendor on the right sells items that are item level 359, a few pets, and a mount. The vendor on the left will sell item level 385 gear, which is only 4 to 13 item levels lower than the stuff that comes out of normal raids, so it isn't a terrible way to gear. In order to get a piece of 385 gear, you will have to own a piece of 359 gear and some storm sigils to buy it. But that's enough about the primal storms. Let's go on to the raids. The Vault of the Incarnate is open this week on normal, heroic, and mythic, so if you have a group or a guild that can do them, they're free to do this week. For the people that don't do them, we won't see the first wing of LFR until December 19th. And the last big thing that came with Season 1 is Mythic Plus. So in case you didn't know it, WoW had put up a rotation of the affixes a few weeks back, so I'll post them here each week. If they become wrong, please let me know, and I'll see if I can get it straightened out. But for this week, the Mythic Plus affixes should be Fortified, Raging, Quaking, and Thundering. With Fortified, non-boss enemies have 20% more health and inflict up to 30% increased damage. With Raging, non-boss enemies and Rage at 30% health remaining, dealing 50% increased damage until defeated. And with Quaking, periodically, all players emit a shockwave, inflicting damage and interrupting nearby allies. So with all that out of the way, let's talk about what I did in World of Warcraft for the last 2 weeks. I had a really good time out in the new area. Dragonflight has been pretty fun, but I still did manage to get back and do my mount farms for all the older mounts I wanted. So of course I headed to Antor's the Burning Throne, and I got attempts number 37 and 38 on the Shackled Urzel, the Cosmetic Sword and Scythe, and while I didn't see any drop, I did find the Shackled Urzel up on the Black Market auction house. I ended up spending 1 million gold, but I did win the auction, so it was pretty cool. After that, I headed over to Mythic Nighthold, and I got attempts number 28 and 29 on the Hellfire Inferno mount. I didn't have any luck seeing this one drop either. With both the Legion raids down, I figured I'd head over to Blackrock Foundry and get attempts number 71 and 72 on the Ironhoof Destroyer, and again, still no luck on that. With only one big raid left to go, being Oldir, I headed up there to get my shot at Memron's head. I got attempts number 21 and 22 on this mount. I still didn't have any luck, but I did get a few new pieces of transmog, so I was kinda happy there. So with the 4 big raids done, I figured I'd head over to Battle for Azeroth and knock out my 5-man mythics that I've been doing. Of course I hit Freehold first and got attempts number 29 and 30 on Sharkbait, that's the Red Parrot mount. Again, I had no luck in there, maybe next time it'd be better. But with that down, the only real thing I had left was King's Rest. So I went there and I got attempts number 20 and 21 on the Tombstalker, but it didn't want to drop for me either. So with all the raids and dungeons done, the only thing I really had left was the world bosses over in Pandaria. So I headed over there and went to Galleon, got attempt number 623 on the Son of Galleon. Then I went and did the Shaw of Anger, and I got attempt number 176 on the Heavenly Onyx Cloud Serpent. Then I headed up to Undasa, and I got attempt number 152 for the Cobalt Primordial Direhorn. And then I headed over to Nalik and got attempt number 200 on the Thundering Cobalt Cloud Serpent. And of all four, I didn't see any of the mounts drop again. And for the last 2 weeks, I've skipped the Siege of Orgrimmar just because it takes so long, and I've been having such a good time out in Dragonflight areas. But I did get 6 new mounts. As I told you already, the Shackled Urzo was up on the black market auction house for just over 1 million gold. I had won that. Then I went back to Shadowlands and did Plaguefall. Took about 8 minutes, but I managed to get the Slime Serpent. Really easy to do now. Then once you get your Renowned up to level 9 with the Centaurs, you can start a quest to get a mount named Lizzie. It takes 5 days, you have to turn a few things into them. It's pretty easy, so I got that mount also. Then I went over to Azura Span. There's a guy that wants you to collect 3 different types of food. He wants 20 of each one from the Knoll encampments throughout the area. And he will give you the Temperamental Skyclaw. Very nice looking mount. And then I went back to the Anoar Plains. And I sat there for 7 hours waiting for Zenith Avis to spawn. And it finally did. So I killed him. He dropped his egg. And after 7 days it hatched. So I got the Zenith Hatchling, which is a pretty nice looking mount. So with everything else done, I figured it was time to start dragging my characters over to the Tomb of Sargeras, and I got attempts number 135 to 147 on the Abyss Worm. I did add my Drakthar Invoker to the rotation, so now I have 13 characters doing it. So let's take a look at the farm and I'll see you on the other side.
The Time Stone will be ours! Face the might that lurks. Such death is beneath me. Face the might that lurks beneath the waves! I failed my queen! Not all storms strike from the face the might that lurks beneath the waves! The indignity! Dignity! I failed my queen! Face the might that lurks beneath the waves! The indignity! Face the might that lurks beneath the waves! The indignity! Not all storms strike from the face the might that lurks beneath the waves! Such a death is beneath me! Face the might that lurks beneath the waves! Such a death is beneath me! Dignity! Waves!
Well, with 147 attempts down and still no mount, at least I can say this one doesn't feel like a chore. Dragon Soul really started to drag near the end. In case you're wondering what I'm wearing this week, this is the new plate set for Warriors, Paladins, and DKs from the Dungeon Farm. This is the heroic version, so if it's something you want to farm up, it's pretty easy to do. But hey, if you got something good this week, tell me about it in the comment section. I'd like to hear about it. And if you enjoyed the video, you can give it a like, you can click on subscribe. Thanks for coming by and watching it. I'd like to send a hi out to my best friend, and you all take care.